A very good evening and welcome to UBC News tonight at 10 p.m. with me, Sharon Kyomugisha. I hope you've had yourself a great, beautiful day. We start off with President Yoweri Museveni, who has paid glowing tribute to the late Yowerian Esther Rutamas, praising their firm Christian faith and lifelong devotion to community transformation. The president made these remarks during a Thanksgiving service held at Mutanoga Dairy Farm in Rushere, Kiruhura district. Take a look.
The Thanksgiving ceremony for Yowerian Esther Rutamas brought together family, friends, and the members of the community to celebrate the enduring legacy of a couple widely revered for their spiritual devotion and tireless service to society.
Herezo mugisha family, herezo mugisha bahereza, herezo mugisha nente zahebwa yo muyisizeri, herezo mugisha gwawe, umwizina rya tata yitwe niryo mwana niryo moyo rukwera.
President Museveni commended the Rutamas' spiritual journey, describing their Christian conversion as both courageous and transformational, especially in a society deeply anchored in traditional beliefs. Museveni noted that this faith-driven transformation not only influenced the couple's personal lives, but also inspired them to become agents of socio-economic progress within their community. President Museveni recalled meeting the Rutamas family at the age of 14. He praised their pioneering spirit, work ethic, and their contribution to modernizing agriculture in the region. The president emphasized the importance of land management and pasture development, highlighting that 1 square mile of cleared bushland can sustain up to 300 cows. He added that an acre of well-maintained silage grass could feed up to 12 indigenous cows or 8 Frisians.
They are coming as a Mbarra stock farm. Of course, over emyaka 14 nkala herize science y'abanyankore yona yente tenekina ibenta kumanya ya traditional yona nkani nyimanyi okurisa okweshera okuzazente okukama tenekina ibenta kumanya kina ibenta kukora.
As part of preserving their parents' legacy, the Rutamas children announced plans to establish Bishop's Girls' School, a new institution aimed at empowering the girl child through education. President Museveni pledged 100 million shillings and a school bus as part of the government's continued support to girls' education. One of the couple's sons, Emmanuel Tayebwa, spoke on behalf of the family, expressing gratitude for the powerful example his parents set and the lasting impact they made. Charity Marin Imnat for UBC News.
President Yoweri Museveni has directed the traffic police to swiftly investigate and arrest the driver responsible for the accident that claimed the life of John Asaba, son of Dr. Atwoki Kasirivu, a former minister in the NRM government. The president's condolence message was delivered by the Prime Minister of Uganda, Right Honorable Robina Nabanja, during the burial ceremony held at Nalweyo in Kakumiro district. Take a look.
40-year-old John Asaba died in a motor accident by the speeding vehicle at Rubowa along Entebbe Road in Wakiso district.
John Asaba nkumuhulire akafa accident. Kandi kile ekyo akasiba nateera amasimu nateerera abantu. Kuno nakuli. Nkunia kalona alaga. Kandi wile bwasa nkemune kichweka akulubata akutaho waye niba mutomera akiri omuntu banzo rwaza isi omuntu bomurwaza ogera nohwa amasiko umutima no mubiri nitandika kuyikiriza ngono ajja kugenda baitu ikintu kyamkwi accident ni kyokora.
President Yoweri Museveni, in a message delivered by the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabanja, Museveni directed the traffic police to quickly investigate and arrest the driver who caused the accident.
On behalf of government of Uganda, on behalf of the NRM party, and on my own behalf, I extend heartfelt sympathies to Honorable Dr. Kasirivu Atwoki upon the loss of your son. I commiserate with the entire family, relatives and friends for suffering such a tragedy. The death of such a young and promising soul is very painful because it leaves a big gap in the family. It is sad that the country has been robbed of his contribution in the present and the future. Traffic police and other security agencies must be swift in apprehending and punishing reckless drivers. Government installed cameras on the roads to track criminals and bad road users. Therefore, it is easy to gather evidence and prosecute the wrong elements who cause death and injuries to innocent road users. Finally, it is my prayer that God grants the family the fortitude and courage to endure this moment of grief and sorrow.
Nkubasaba twekambe kukora nikyo President Museveni akutugamba twekambe kukora abokoba kwekamba kukora naye omuko kuba kurungi bokuba ina maka sente embere kuba nungi kandi bokuba oli mwavu embere koyongera kuba kubi so norona abintu embi kwijjaho obo butagonza baitu abwembeera etulimo yobwavu tutekagirwanisa kandi ali okasanga abantu niho babaliza gonza tuli mu kuziika niko twekambe.
The Kakumiro Resident District Commissioner Peter Bisoborwa advised the people of Kakumiro to remain peaceful as the country enters a busy political season.
Tero burukurungi kandi nayo abatezi ba Karuru mutali chomerangana mutali jumangana inyaba kutera Karuru twerinde kukozesibwa
mutaruwana mutayitangana kandi mukimanye nti there is life outside politics.
May the Lord strengthen the family of the deceased. A State House-funded initiative less than a year old has already transformed over 120 groups in Buikwe district. Beneficiaries of the strategic campaign for alternative income-generating activities for fishing communities in Uganda include former fishermen and their families from the sub-counties of Ngogwe, Naja, Sibukunja, Njeru, Nyenga and Chiyindi Town Council. Take a look.
Members from Ngongwe, Naja, Sibukunja, Njeru, Nyenga and Chiyindi Town Council fishing communities have been mobilized and supported with quality startup inputs such as broiler chicks and feed, in-calf heifers, breeding piglets, fish fingerlings and fish feed. During a monitoring visit in Buyukwe, the third Deputy Prime Minister, Right Honorable Rukia Nakadama, appealed to the beneficiaries to appreciate President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for supporting communities whose livelihoods were severely affected by the declining fish stocks.
Abantu bafabadde babeera mu nnyanja baali balina enva gye bava mu etali nnungi. Ennyanja ne tugyonoona ne tuleeta ebyo byonna ebitasaanidde ne tubiteeka mu nnyanja. Ne muleeta mukokota era ne mukokota. Si we kyali? Naye kati olwaleero tugamba nti tukyusizaamu. Bwe tuba nga tetuli mu nnyanja aye twalibaddewo awalala. Tetujja kufa bufi. His Excellency n'agamba tutandikewo programu eno. Era programu eno it is pilot.
After touring various farming groups, Right Honorable Nakadama expressed satisfaction with the alternative income-generating ventures the ex-fishermen and their families had taken up. However, Nakadama raised concerns about Muslim community members who might feel excluded by the distribution of pigs, noting that it goes against Islamic teachings.
Kubanga bano be basse ne babireeta ate kati nange nsize okumonitaringa okulaba programs z'abantu mu kuleeta bazituusa so nengenda nentuuka era ku ekyo njagala basaba bwe tuba tugaba abasiraamu tubawe ebibajaamu kubanga kyemanyi tulabeera comfortable n'ekyo.
The event was also attended by Dr. Hilary Musoke Chisanja, the Senior Presidential Advisor on Agribusiness, and Charles Chiguli Chihuwa, the Principal Agriculture Officer at State House. The field visit followed a meeting chaired by President Museveni at Entebbe State House in November 2024, which was coordinated by Right Honorable Nakadama, hence leadership in the monitoring exercise.
The Deputy Commander of the Special Forces Command, Brigadier General Asaf Nyakikuru, has praised the professionalism and dedication of Uganda's peacekeeping troops serving in Somalia, South Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Speaking at the SFC headquarters in Entebbe during the peeping ceremony of over 40 newly promoted officers, Brigadier General Nyakikuru attributed their excellence to trust in the Commander-in-Chief, President Yoweri Museveni, and the Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba.
The Deputy Commander of the Special Forces Command, Brigadier General Asaf Nyakikuru, has said their strength lies in professionalism and trust in leadership. He says various training programs being conducted across UPDF academies are to sharpen leadership and operational skills.
The CDF General Muhoozi Kainerugaba for rejuvenating UPDF. I told you I've been here for a long time. I saw UPDF when we had Tatars in Nyayo. Today's UPDF is not the other one, and I want to thank the CDF for that. Military promotion is a powerful tool for motivation.
He was speaking at the SFC headquarters in Entebbe during the peeping ceremony of over 40 newly promoted officers. The Chief of Staff SFC Brigadier General Paul Namawa reminded officers that the credit for their elevation also goes to the broader UPDF and its visionary leadership.
It's not a mean achievement to gather on such an occasion because it manifests how much patience, how much perseverance, commitment to duty, effort that you have put in, discipline that you have put in.
Lieutenant Colonel Sam Kawera, speaking on behalf of the newly promoted officers, expressed gratitude for the confidence placed in them by the UPDF leadership.
To express our deepest appreciation to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the Chief of Defense Forces, the Commander Special Forces, and the entire Special Forces leadership for their trust and confidence in our abilities that has enabled us to be elevated to the next ranks.
On March 7, 2025, President Museveni approved the promotion of 500 officers, including 46 from the SFC, 18 lieutenant colonels, 4 majors, 10 captains, and 14 second lieutenants.
The Alur Culture Festival is set to take place this Easter Sunday at Millennium Park, Lugogo in Kampala District. According to the organizer, Omwon Francis Dennis, the festival will highlight the core values of the Alur community, encourage unity, and promote Alur heritage. It will showcase rich cultural traditions, support local artisans, raise awareness, and educate children about their cultural identity. Luke Owesijiri, Deputy Spokesperson for Kampala Metropolitan Police, has assured the public of tight security and urged attendees to stay vigilant and report any suspicious activity. The Alur Cultural Festival promises a unique opportunity to experience the rich cultural heritage of the Alur people. Don't miss it. This is the Sunday at Millennium Park, Lugogo in Kampala.
Basically, ours as a security is to just inform members of the public and those that intend to be part of this festival on how prepared we are security-wise. You're very much aware that we live in a world where threats are always popping up. No place on earth is immune to threats. But as security, we always try to mitigate the threats before they happen. And also, if something like that happens, the response of the security is also very important. So, in issues to do with mitigating threats, you're all aware that part of one of the very common threat we have in the country is terrorism. It is something that has been there for quite a long time. This has also been our gospel, informing Ugandans always be on the lookout issues of terrorism. And whenever people gather, of course, an enemy might not be so happy of us gathering and enjoying. We saw what happened just there across the road some time back, and many other incidents that have happened within.
Today, this time now, things have changed so much. If you look at even the engagement of the media we have right now, the numbers double what have been having over the years. So as organizing committee, I want to thank all my executives for working tirelessly. And indeed, we have worked tirelessly to that this festival meets this standard. And for me and my executive organizing committee, we've done our 100%. What do you want from us again? We have the cultural troops, they are here, you're seeing them. The performing artists are here, as Olifa is with me, and be prepared. Don't think about the weather, don't think about the security. Everything is ready for us here.
Don't miss it unless you have to. In more stories, following the presidential parish development model tour in Ankole, UBC TV returns to assess how the program is performing in Isinjiro, Mbara City and Mbara District. This follow-up comes amid growing public concerns over partial disbursements and unexplained bank charges on government funds meant for beneficiaries. In this special report, we go beyond speeches and thank you notes to examine whether the 1 million Ugandan shillings earmarked for each household reached the intended underprivileged beneficiaries and how it was invested.
It's not a mere ritual of thanking the president and making good speeches to presume that all is rosy. The urgent need to examine whether the PDM funds reached the targeted common man by government in Ankole region is. Our main objective is to reach out to the intended beneficiaries that never got a chance to interface with the president while on his PDM tour of Ankole region and tell their story on whether they got the 1 million shillings the government earmarked under the initiative as startup capital for the underprivileged Ugandans in the fight against poverty in Ankole region. We caught up with some of the have-nots who got the money in Ankole region.
Ndi umuhingi w'umwani kandi watungire sente za PDM mwaka gwa 2023 nazire sene natanga kuzikoresa umwana rwanje ugu naronde binyansi nayarra ubwo hati natandikira kushoroma ntwebaza president Museveni habwo ntekatekeje yatira mukitwa abantu bahansi ukutereza sente zo kwetungura akatereza sente tukahinga kandi twiha munito tukabasa kwetungura nkabantu.
From obtained schedules of disbursements of PDM funds in Ankole region, documented evidence show Mbara District, Isinjiro District and Mbara City got the funds on time, and attempts to have the funds reach the targeted beneficiaries in these 3 districts was met with ease. The big question here is, what ventures did the beneficiaries invest the money in? In Mbara City, over 555 households are presumed to have benefited from the parish development model, according to Dr. Amanya Moses, the PDM focal person in Mbara City.
Mbara City has been able to effectively disburse or give out this money effectively because of the structures that are available on the ground. For instance, at the city level, we have a city PDM coordinating team that is headed by the RCC.
When you look at the PDM, the parish development model, and recently I thank the people of Mbarara and Ankole for hosting His Excellency the President. It is pointed very well that the beneficiaries, the biggest percentage of beneficiaries are women who have benefited from the parish development model, but also that resonates that the biggest percentage of the 39% who are poor are women.
According to Dr. Amanya, disbursement of PDM funds to beneficiaries is still ongoing, but there are dissenting voices claiming that they have never seen the money. But Dr. Amanya says, patience pains but pays.
Every year, government is adding 100 million in every parish. What does this mean? That every year, 100 households are supported by this money. So I appeal whoever who has not gotten the money yet to be patient. The money is coming.
Whereas some of the beneficiaries claim to have received the funds, the implementation of PDM program in Mbarara City is faced with challenges.
Monitored and found somebody, like in his or her business plan, he indicated he was going to rear poultry, but you find that he has done something different. So we have taken note of some of those challenges and we are telling them no.
Despite the withstanding challenges, the likes of Mugisha Jr., who benefited from the PDM funds and made investments in the rearing of chicken and turkey, is counting benefits.
I can buy tire of my wheelchair. It can help my family to pay some bills, a little bit, not all, but it helped me a little thing at my family. So we thank the government because I've done a lot. Because even us, people have still has helped at a lot to be known, because people can know that they may visit Mugisha other hand.
In Mbarara district, the PDM focal person Muwezi Danda says the district has so far received 9.6 billion Uganda shillings in the last 3 years ever since government rolled out the PDM program.
We have a total of 9,759 households which have already received. That money basically is supposed to be invested in agricultural enterprises according to the farmer's choice.
Whereas government has made strides in the fight against poverty in Mbarara district under the PDM program, Muwezi says more advice to government is needed on what should be followed for all the people to benefit from the PDM program.
There were 7 pillars, but there are some pillars which have been left out. And there are some pillars which have not been fully supported, like the pillar about mindset change. It is very key.
In Mbarara district, beneficiaries of the PDM funds think that the money was given to them as a donation from government, not subject to returns. In response, Muwezi warns all beneficiaries to be mindful of the funds being a revolving fund and subject to making returns or risk having problems in the long run with government.
Let them sit down, select their enterprise properly, make the business plans properly, consult the extension workers, invest all the money they will receive into that project. I'm telling you, at the end of the 2 or 3 years, they will not remain the same.
On the other hand, in Mbarara district, PDM extension workers are facing challenges of transportation to reach out to the beneficiaries, a matter that is affecting the implementation of the PDM program. Despite the hurdles facing PDM extension workers in Mbarara district, Ayabazeba Doreen Monje from Nyabisisira Kashari Mbarara district says she invested PDM funds in coffee farming and she has hope of harvesting quality coffee.
Esente ezo nkazifuna 23 kuba zimpire kari umwana ugana gubarabura nayongeramo natamwa amasha nagure mbazi yo kufuhira mwene niyendeba zikanyambe kintu cyamani mwene nsima government ya Museveni abwe kintu cyatukorire namunonga kito abacyara.
However, she appealed to government to increase on the funds it's giving the people.
Kagutaru mushana ne chinkwi hamachkabe ne chirenga kongo mushana gukubutera gomwana omoshanga gwaho echa kandi ejambazi yemyani erya higuru abo omwana abo kubano gubano gurwara gubaguru munko busisi omwe gubabuka gubano gwetagachi ombazi.
Meanwhile, in Isinja district, the story is different. Many households have benefited from the PDM funds.
We have big population, so even if you give 250 people in a parish, at the same time you find that actually we are leaving so many people behind who have not got. So we would be requesting if we can increase this money, 200 million per parish per year.
Ayabazibwe Janadi from Kagarama Isinjo used the PDM money to buy a cow which is giving milk for sale and home use. She also uses its wastes as manure.
I'm so grateful. That's why I thank our President, His Excellency, for giving us that money.
Ayabazibwe works hand in hand with her husband Akangumya Enoch to boost the income of their family by using PDM funds.
The family also drinks milk. Like we remove like 5 liters, then I remain with 20. I sell that milk and I get money. So in a day I sell in 15 liters.
The husband testifies on the improved home capital.
Our cow is giving us milk, our cow is giving us cow dung, and we add on cow dung with other cows, where we have managed to make a biogas plant. So that means at home now there is no that problem of smoke, so there is no pollution at our home.
Nelson Akaturira compiled this report.
Well, thank you so much for that wonderful story about PDM and for those that have actually benefited and had evidence on where the money has gone. In more stories, when Uganda moved to overhaul its lower secondary school curriculum in 2020, more alarms than whispers were attracted from critics in the education sector. This prompted the First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, to provide a formal explanation to Parliament. 5 years later, progress has been made with the experts envisioning a promising future despite some challenges. We visited some schools in Teso sub-region of eastern Uganda to ascertain the extent of progress. Take a look.
In the heart of eastern Uganda, as the sun rises over Soroti, the rhythm of a new day also begins. But in these school compounds, it is not just a day that is new.
Rome was not built in one night.
It is the curriculum too.
UNEB is going to come up with awareness engagements to increase the public's understanding of how the grading system works under the revised lower secondary curriculum.
For decades, Uganda's lower secondary education followed a content-heavy curriculum emphasizing memorization over mastery. Critics argued that it produced graduates unprepared for the real-world challenges.
The need for a revised curriculum is not controversial.
The issue of curriculum development is not contested, but we need to test it.
In response, the Ministry of Education and Sports, through the National Curriculum Development Center, launched a new lower secondary curriculum in 2020. The focus was on competence-based learning. At Teso College Alur,
you know how to follow the steps.
one of the oldest schools in eastern Uganda. Change has taken root.
At that time, perhaps, there wasn't enough sensitization, and that's why the politicians perhaps took that direction otherwise. But generally, technical issues, when left to technical issues, I don't think we need to regret.
This is what the head teacher is talking about.
It looks difficult before you learn, but once you have been taught, it becomes simple as you practice it.
Students are engaged in biology and chemistry practicals with guidance from their teachers.
We are not challenged because the materials we tend to use are readily available. When we need them, we always get. We don't take long to use the theory, but we use the practical to demonstrate the things.
With the introduction of non-traditional subjects like ICT, performing arts and entrepreneurship, students are discovering new passions and potential careers. Halson High School, a private institution in Soroti, has embraced the digital aspect of the new curriculum.
The learners are not that exposed, so it's really very tough. You have to make sure that these children understand, because some of them only get to see and use computers when they are at school.
The curriculum's emphasis on values and life skills is already impacting learners beyond the classroom. Teachers and students of Halson High School know this too well.
And the last value for the voltage should either be 0 or 5.
Before you carry out an experiment, you have to make sure that your apparatus are in order.
We find it easy for us to carry out these experiments because we are provided with enough apparatus.
I'm very happy that I've learned very many things from this lesson. I want to thank my teacher for physics.
The experiment is very interesting and the students have been so active. And I think that has really contributed towards our excellence.
Outside the classroom, the poultry farm project is taking shape. The students cannot wait to practice what they have learned so far.
No learners mostly prefer most of the time being outside class. So when we bring them outside here, they are so much excited and interested in having themselves learn from outside class.
Now, after this, I think I've got the love. I'm into it. I'm going to start looking for capital. By the time I go for senior 6 back, I should be in the poultry system.
Personally, I have learned that I've learned how to feed, how to disinfect somebody. Like when you're entering into the poultry house, you have to disinfect before you enter to prevent a person from carrying pathogens from another place to the poultry house.
Despite progress, not all schools are on equal footing. Infrastructure gaps, limited teaching materials, and large class sizes pose challenges.
You can find that in a school of 1,000 plus, you have only one block of whatever, of latrines, which has maybe 4 stances. And you find that children just compete when they want to help themselves.
The government, together with development partners, continues to monitor and support implementation. There is cautious optimism that the curriculum will deliver its promise.
And I want to ask all the schools to embrace these projects, both national schools and private schools. Our children in the next 5 years will be job creators.
This is what the previous curriculum could teach theoretically. Now the children are having hands-on skills. And we know that right after here, the children should be able to put those skills into practice and earn a living.
In classrooms across Soroti and beyond, students are not just memorizing facts, they are rewriting and securing their futures. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Kama nemo pocket, tambula body street, issues are my target. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. I'm in a plantation, but on a global mission. Internet ambition, full condition. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. Oro cash is gone, netaga yo karoni, niga mukafoni, money in the zone. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. We are good.
With you and MTN together, our ambition is unstoppable.
We are what? Unstoppable!
The Uganda National Oil Company, UNOC, is wholly owned by the government of Uganda and was established to safeguard and promote Uganda's commercial interests in the petroleum sector. UNOC has two subsidiaries, the Uganda Refinery Holding Company, URHC, which will hold a 40% stake in the 60,000 barrel per day refinery and manage the development of Kabalega Industrial Park, and the National Pipeline Company Limited, NPC, in charge of pipelines, storage, and downstream business ventures. This subsidiary holds 15% interest in the East African Crude Oil Pipeline, ECOP. ECOP is a 1,445-kilometer long pipeline that will transport crude oil through 10 districts in Uganda to the port of Tanga in Tanzania. UNOC is also actively engaged in crude oil exploration, development, and production activities, and its participation role includes a 15% stake in the Tilenga, Nwoya, and Bulisa, and Kingfisher Development Projects, Chikure. UNOC also holds the exploration license for Kasuruban Block in Hoima, Bulisa, and Masindi. UNOC currently owns and manages the Jinja Storage Terminal and will build a 320 million litre capacity terminal in MPG called the Kampala Storage Terminal. At UNOC, we're harnessing the potential of Uganda's petroleum resources, forging a sustainable future and preserving the natural beauty of Uganda. UNOC, your partner in Uganda's oil and gas industry.
Mala ngenze mbonipa Sam nazanya Ruto nganyiga star 278 then hash kujja kuba ngo oyingire mu kazannyo nga sente zino zimula wano zina wangu zino wano milioni 10 ebindi wanasooka biraba ku TV nange saasoka kikiriza ninga mulaye kino kinzo kubanga kituufu oba yaddala sibya bufere sente zino nazifunye zino nazikoze ki naziwangudde amasanyu nyina mangi ebyoto byange byembadde njagala ngenda bituukiriza.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulator.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. In more stories on UBC News tonight, the Entebbe Municipality Resident District Commissioner Hakim Chirigwa has commissioned new latrines and a hand-washing facility at 3 government schools: St. Joseph Primary School, Katabi, Nachiwongo Primary, and Chigungu Primary School. This initiative seeks to reduce absenteeism among schoolgirls, often caused by inadequate menstrual hygiene facilities. According to Chirigwa, many girls miss school due to the lack of supportive environments to manage their periods, and the 6 latrine blocks were constructed by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Australia under the Water for Life project aimed at improving sanitation and keeping girls in school.
To Nachiwogo Primary School.
The major purpose of this is to make sure that we boost, we make the environment friendly for the learners. As you are aware, such facilities, if they are not adequate, can affect the learning of the children, also the girls. What we are commissioning today involves very many qualities where a girl child can enjoy, where he can expose his parts and so on and so forth. As you are aware, the President of Uganda has given free education to everybody. And if such services are in place, this enables the message of the President to be real. This school has something like 700 students, pupils, and this means we need a lot of such facilities to enable them to study. As government, we are committed to support the schools and support the partners who are giving us support. Because
for this reason, we added additional latrines with the wash-on points, and they are easy to maintain, and it is at an affordable cost. Especially for the girl children, it's been reported that the girls drop out of school due to hygiene reasons. The toilets handed over today has a provision for an incinerator where they can dispose of the disposable pads, and they have also been taught how to make the pads on their own and share the knowledge with others.
As room inclusive, it has an incinerator where our girls have been getting a challenge of where to change from. These girls have been staying home, at least they miss school for 4 days during their menstrual period. So they are kept in school now with the presence of this washroom. We provide them with soap, we give them water.
And in more stories, Health Minister and Woman Member of Parliament for Lira City, Dr. Rutamas, has called on Ugandans to put the interest of the country above all else, saying that patriotism is key to national development. Dr. Cheng made the remarks while officiating the pass-out of 395 patriotism students at St. Gracious Secondary School in Lira City. We have details on the story.
Parade 7 is led by
Health Minister and Woman Member of Parliament for Lira City, Dr. Rutamas, has praised the NRM's commitment to raising patriotic citizens from a young age.
Train for us leaders who are pro-people, leaders who are committed to seeing everybody elevated and nobody left behind. Today I want to tell you that there is a difference between leaders and politicians. Leaders inspire people to do the right thing. Politicians, some people call them shrewd politicians. They will tell you lies. Love your country. Everyone join.
This was at an event marking the school's Thanksgiving for last year's excellent academic performance. Sagras, with over 1,700 students, also broke ground for a new science complex and celebrated 3 girls selected to represent Uganda at a global chemistry contest in Brazil.
When you go out, you are representing this flag. And this flag only means we win. We are never at the bottom, we are always at the top. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Someone to be a center of excellence, which we already are, but now we want to improve academically so that everyone looks upon us.
Elsewhere in Aleptong district, patriotism students were passed out on Friday. Leaders there urged the youth to reject violence and political manipulation ahead of the 2026 general elections.
No wonder you have seen highly qualified people in this country who work in offices for a short time, and within a short time they fall short of character and they become corrupt. They become indisciplined, they become, in short, thieves.
The main core of patriotism, at least to improve on the discipline of our students. You remember sometimes back we had issues, we had many strikes in a different school, but at least this time around you cannot imagine how the strike has gone down like those days.
As Uganda shapes its future, leaders' calls for patriotism, peace and national pride continue to echo, reminding the youth that their loyalty and values today will define their countries tomorrow. Edi Ulwa, UBC News.
In In more stories tonight, the granddaughter of the late President Julius Nyerere of Tanzania, Maria Teresa Mwamakula, has commended the government of Uganda for consistently honoring her grandfather's legacy. She applauded the establishment of the Julius Nyerere Leadership Center at Makerere University, describing it as a powerful tribute to a man who envisioned a united, peaceful and politically stable Africa.
The granddaughter of the late President Julius Nyerere of Tanzania, Maria Teresa Mwamakula, has asked young people to embrace respect for elders and authority. Values, she says, are increasingly fading in today's digital generation, which she dubbed the WhatsApp era.
It gives you peace, it gives you bliss that it's okay to live a humble life. It's okay to be you. It's okay. It's okay to live like anyone, to greet anyone, as small as anyone could think.
Someone once told me that, it's easy to criticize the ministers and the MPs because you've never been one. And we don't know what kind you would be if you became one. It starts with you and with your daily you. Are you Xeroxing essays? If you're Xeroxing essays, you'll do much worse.
Board member of the center, Mrs. Esteri Mohozi, emphasized the need to nurture young leaders through proper guidance, both politically and socially.
For us to support the boy and the girl in the areas that they need the support. Yes, I agree with you that that 0.5 maybe was a hack for the girls. It should not have been there, that extra point for university. Maybe that's not what we needed, but in order for the girls to come in droves for education at the highest level, that was a tactic. But the long-term strategy, I believe, even in Mwalimu's teaching.
The executive director of the Julius Nyerere Leadership Center, Dr. Naso Zimuwanga, revealed plans to introduce Swahili lessons at the center alongside new youth mentorship programs.
Constraints here and there have meant that it has not gone side by side, but we have a curriculum which belongs to us as Julius Nyerere Leadership Center in Kiswahili, basic Kiswahili, so that the person who does a leadership training for 5 days can continue for 3 months doing Kiswahili and be able to converse at least and be understood in wherever they go.
Story compiled by Chirembeka Richard.
Uganda has joined the rest of the world in commemorating World Liver Day, delivering a strong message to the public: food is medicine. The State Minister of Health, Honorable Anifa Kawoya, represented by Dr. Moses Mwanga, the Commissioner for Clinical Services, launched a nationwide campaign to raise awareness about the importance of proper nutrition in maintaining liver health. Take a look.
It was a day of advocacy and public awareness during the launch of the Food is Medicine campaign in Kampala, spearheaded by the Liver Health Foundation. Representing State Minister Anifa Kawoya, Dr. Moses Mwanga emphasized the critical role nutrition plays in preventing liver-related illnesses.
We have launched Food is Medicine today. Today we have got in touch with the Liver Foundation organization to launch this campaign. This campaign mainly is to transmit the information to the public that food is a very good necessity to somebody's body, especially for the liver. Whatever you eat, it's the liver the liver has to do a lot of function. Over 500 functions are done by the liver. So the message is eat well, eat properly, and when we say eat well, avoid a lot of meat, especially red meat, eat more fruits and grains, eat a lot of legumes. These ones will regulate your liver. You live longer.
Mukuye Ashraf, General Secretary of the Liver Health Foundation, said the campaign will extend to communities across Uganda to spread the message further.
Today, celebrating World Liver Day on a theme, Food is Medicine. We have launched this campaign. We are going to move different parts of the country, creating more awareness, training the community, letting them know the values of food, and also telling the public about the proper nutrition and how nutrition can change someone's life.
A senior police officer in Wagaba, Emmanuel, encouraged Ugandans to adopt regular physical exercises, while Isaac Keith applauded the government for increasing taxes on alcohol and tobacco, both major contributors to liver diseases.
Our diet should include whole grain. Yes, that is the grain we're talking about. It is full of what? Of the liver toxin.
Let's try and avoid some things which brings up the liver diseases. For example, overconsumption of alcohol. In Uganda, as per records, we consumed 9.8 million liters of alcohol. And then cigarettes are rampant. People are using drugs and whatever. So
every year on April 19th, the world marks World Liver Day, and this year's theme is Food is Medicine. Mike Bakbulindi for UBC.
Residents of Chichusa sub-county in Luwero district have been urged to take a proactive role in addressing community challenges instead of depending entirely on government support. The call was made by Liz Salawa Elizabeth, a parliamentary aspirant for the Bamunanika constituency, during a medical camp she organized to offer free healthcare services to the community.
A parliamentary aspirant for the Bamunanika constituency, Elizabeth Salabwa, has expressed concern over the absence of permanent health centers in her constituency, pointing out that many residents struggle to access essential medical care. She appealed to government to prioritize the construction of permanent health facilities to meet the growing needs of the community.
I organized this medical camp to reach to those residents with inadequate health facilities. People are really in need of these medical services. I also urge the Ugandans to embrace a culture of problem solving rather than waiting for government intervention.
During the medical outreach, Dr. Gilbert Tuhamire, one of the attending medical officers, revealed that residents of Bamunanika received various free medical checkups and treatment.
We have offered a range of medical services, including laboratory services, checking HIV, checking blood sugar levels. We are doing malaria, typhoid tests, and all other blood tests for the people here. We are also having general physicians in the area who are treating general conditions, ulcers, typhoid, mgongo, many things here in this place.
He noted that ailments such as hernias and ulcers are widespread among the local population based on the findings of the assessments conducted during the camp.
Young, old, men and women, they have issues with hernias. Then the other thing, they have ulcers, zibalumanyo, and also, of course, nemigongo, back pain, due to many issues, and so many things.
Beneficiaries of the medical camp praised Salabwa for what they described as a timely and much-needed initiative.
I have been ill for some time, and that's why I carried my medical records for review. My legs pain a lot, yet I have prostate cancer. I hope that this intervention will cause some changes.
People came in big numbers and they are very happy for the medical attention.
I have been checked and I have received medication, and so I thank them for this great intervention.
Come on, mo pocket, tambula body street, issues are my target. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. I'm in a plantation, but on a global mission, internet ambition, full condition. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. Oro cash is gone, netaga yo kaloni. nyiga mukafoni kone in the zone. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. We are good with MTN. We are what? Unstoppable.
With you and MTN together, our ambition is unstoppable.
We are what? Unstoppable.
Special announcement from the Baseline Education Census 2025. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Sports, is conducting the Baseline Education Census 2025. This exercise will cover all learning institutions in the country for both government and private establishments, namely pre-primary, primary, secondary, vocational, and higher institutions of learning. The Baseline Education Census exercise data collection is being conducted in a phased manner, starting with Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area, comprising of districts of Kampala, Mukono, and Wakiso. The rollout to all other regions will commence at the beginning of second term. The Baseline Education Census collects information on learners, teachers, and school facilities to facilitate planning and policy decisions in the education sector. Uganda Bureau of Statistics appeals to the general public, heads of schools and institutions, as well as the local government authorities to cooperate with the BEC enumerators. In a special way, UBOS appeals to all parents of the learners to support the exercise by availing learners with their correct date of birth, national identification number, and learner's identification number. For more information, please call 0772 933 628 or 0743 787 189 from Dr. Chris Mukiza, Executive Director.
We used to run, but most of the time we were running away from something. But nowadays, everything seems different. People still run, but they are running towards something. They run to test their limits, to break new records. And when we do it right, we inspire others.
The inaugural Coffee Marathon, uplifting rural coffee women, 24th May at Africa Coffee Park, Ntungamo.
Come, let us run.
To register, dial *217 *413 #. Choose option 4. Or scan the event QR code or visit the website to choose the race options. Brought to you by Inspire Africa Group.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. From the business desk, MultiChoice Uganda has rolled out new short-term TV subscription plans under the name Kawiki, offering DSTV and GoTV users 7-day access starting from just 5,000 shillings. The move targets viewers seeking more flexible and affordable options in the face of rising living costs. Take a look.
Never done before, and yet we've been getting all the asks, all the requests, and it's been one singular message each time from our subscribers. And so what we want to say is that our customers have asked and we have listened. The feedback has been given, it has been received, and we are responding to these needs. So for us, as we take the next strides that we are taking for this thing that has not been done before in the Ugandan market, on our side as MultiChoice, we are emphasizing that we are empowering our customers, where now viewers have the ability to control how they view content.
And so we think about it, and how we then structure it is say, what does that mean? It doesn't mean that if I can't, and we normally talk about it in the example of Kameza, right? Just because someone is on Kameza doesn't mean they cannot afford to watch TV. They can afford to watch TV, but they just have it differently. The society in which we live has people who are daily earners. We have weekly earners, right? And what that means is that they require some kind of flexibility in their lives and how we work with them.
And from the sports desk, the Uganda Badminton Association has elected a new executive committee that will lead the sports operations in the country for the next 4 years. The elections took place during the elective annual general meeting held at Kampala Club in Kampala district. And we have a detailed report from Kyomugisha.
The Uganda Badminton Association has elected a new executive committee, with Miss Annette Nakamia retaining her position as the president. Others on the committee are First Vice President Haj Serugo Ali, Secretary General Chirimonda Ivan, Assistant Secretary General Mugulumia Joshua, Treasurer Haj Buwembo Jamil, and Executive Committee members Karashani Davis, Gilbert Ofoyoru, Mubaya Stephen, and Joseph Kamaraga.
Of course, the first and most important item on the agenda is the compliance to the new sports law. As you know, we have a new sports law. It came out in 2023, but we have the regulations that have come out just recently, and we have to really comply. There are so many things that are happening. We have to deregister as a trusteeship. We have to register as a corporate body. And basically that is where the focus is. Then of course in the compliance is that requirement of the coverage of 50% as an association, and that is where our work has to be, most of our energy has to be focused right now. Before, as a trusteeship, the law did not allow us to be a profit-making entity. Today, as soon as we do the compliance with the regulations, we are going to be a corporate body, and we are allowed to make money. So one of those areas that we're going to look at is the merchandising of our equipment, so that we can really be making some money.
My main aspect this time around, I want to see that we have so many students taking part, the university students mainly taking part in badminton, because in high school, secondary schools, there we've tried to get quite a good number, but right about now I think we need to have more students at the university level that are taking part in the badminton sport.
But badminton is one of those sports that continues to bring national pride to Uganda, in terms of the number of medals that gets collected by badminton at the continental level, and as well even outside Africa itself. So I think for us, we want to continue in that trajectory of success in terms of national teams, but we're also looking to pay a lot of attention to development, try and ensure that there is a consistent conveyor belt of players, so that even the present ones, just for argument's sake, the Ekirings of this world, the Kasiri brands of this world, we need to get a structure in place that can actually continue to bring in a couple of good players to continue that bit of transition and success at national teams.
During this AGM, the executive also revised the annual subscription fees for the various entities. University fees were increased from 200,000 Uganda shillings to 1 million. Tertiary institutions to 700,000. Primary and secondary schools from 200,000 to 500,000. Continuing clubs will now pay 2 million Uganda shillings, while new clubs will pay 100,000 Uganda shillings. The new executive committee will begin its term with a busy calendar that includes the Kampala International Open, the inaugural Kabaka Open, the Uganda International Para Championships, and the Junior International Championships, all scheduled between May and September this year. Grace Joyce Kyomugisha, UBC News.
It's a wrap from me and the team. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha. Have a lovely night and enjoy your beautiful Easter Sunday tomorrow. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.